Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. I am Franchise Pearson and welcome to the channel. It is April 4th of 2026. I have 4:45 in the p.m. Yes, another day that the Lord has made. Let us be glad in it. Yes, thank God for being God. That's right. No greater, no other. No one comes before him. As far as east is from west and north is from south. We love him yesterday, today, and forever, especially since he sent his only begotten Son to save us and provide for us. The Holy Spirit is here as promised. And Lord, as we journey another day, you know how I go. One more day. Watch over us. Send your angels. We're waiting on that call. People, you guys have watched the news the last 24 hours like I have. 2 planes shot down in this Iran, US of A, Israel conflict. Well, Trump has given Iran 48 hours. 48 hours. And I've been taking my time today, going back and forth in the news, just quietly trying to understand what that means. The clock is ticking. Well, the clock has ticked historically. It's not the first time a 48-hour notice was given by a president. Mr. Bush did that. President Bush did it in the past. Let's review the past and see how it looks today. What will become of the world that we live in? They say that Iran is twice as big as Texas. That's a lot of real estate. And United States wants, as well as other countries, they want the Strait of Hormuz open. To say that our economy has taken a hit is an understatement. I've shared videos in relation to that. I see you guys have put in the chat that you're going through a few things, and all over the world, in one form or another, the economy has taken a hit because of this war. Like I said before, and I'll continue to say, it was all planned. But what's going on with tomorrow, April 5th, 4-5? Is it coincidence that 4-5, as the clock ticks into 4-6, Monday being the last day, I believe at 8 p.m., that's it? Wow. Like I said before, Trump is the 45th president. JFK died at 46. Are they all here? Is it speaking to the past? Will something go down that we don't anticipate? Or is it just one of them situations that they've put up there and want us to fear, and before you know it, it settles and we just wait until the big one as the transition sets in? Well, let's hear the news. Let's try to make some sense of it, okay?
Right now, I do want to start by getting to the latest coming in here from Operation Epic Fury. President Trump just issuing a final warning to Iran, saying that the Iranian regime has 2 days left to make a deal, or, quote, all hell will rain down. The president posting on Truth Social within the last hour, saying this right there on your screen. Again, remember when I gave Iran 10 days to make a deal or open up the Hormuz Strait. Time is running out, 48 hours before all hell will rain down on them. Glory be to God, President Donald J. Trump. Rather than traveling to Mar-a-Lago, President Trump has actually remained at the White House this weekend, and we are hearing that he does have meetings that are getting underway throughout the day. Now, today does mark 5 weeks since the U.S. launched its mission against the Iranian regime alongside Israel. And I do want to pop up some of these photos right here that are now coming into our newsroom.
So let's define this. I put into the Gematria calculator exactly what President Trump said. Quote, time is running out. 48 hours before all hell will rain down on them. Glory be to God. President Donald John Trump, 45-47. Now, people, I'm just going to keep it real. When I heard it, I thought about a reign of a leader to rain down. You see, because I'm convinced that this war is being used as a tool to bring in the reign of the Antichrist. Like I broke the thing back in the day when Prince said purple rain. Everybody I met thought it was the R-A-I-N, but I kept telling people it's the R-E-I-G-N. It's the coming Antichrist. The second verse of that song, Purple Rain, is, and I quote, you say you want a leader, but you can't seem to make up your mind. I think you better close it and let me guide you to the purple rain. Could it be that when Trump says time is running out, 48 hours, before all hell will rain down on them? Glory be to God. President Donald John Trump, 45-47. Is he double speaking about the reign of the Antichrist coming? I believe he is. Here's your decode. Again, I put it all in the Gematria calculator. And it comes out to 4484. Barack Obama is the 44th president, and he was born August 4th. There it is right there. And here's the full statement that Trump made. You see, I've been at this thing a long time, over 40-something years. And God speaks to me often. And I begin to put it together. 44-48 in reverse satanic. That's Barack Obama. Come on, man. I told y'all it's about us. I'm ready to go see Jesus. How about that? Ready to see Jesus? Ready to see Jesus. Now, let me put this other video together for you right quick. They're still looking for this serviceman who's missing from yesterday, right? They have a $95,000 bounty or reward, whatever you want to call it. Check it out.
A missing US airman who was reportedly shot down over southern Iran is still underway. Residents living near the crash site can be seen searching for the missing weapons systems officer. A reward of $95,000 is being offered by the regime for his capture, according to Iranian state media. The aviator was one of two on board the F-15 fighter jet. When it was downed, the pilot has already been rescued.
I try to make sense of the 95,000. 95, the 95th day of the year, is April 5th. 4-5 is Trump all day, right? Now, here's another excerpt, and then we'll go and break this thing down.
This post from the president. So let's talk about it. What does it mean when he says 48 hours before all hell will rain down on them? What more do you think the U.S. is planning? And is that 48-hour window, you think, accurate?
Well, if he's saying that, I think Iran needs to pay attention. It'd be very hard for him to say that and then do nothing 2 days later. So what he could do is accelerate the air attacks on Iran. He could launch an attack on Card Island or some of the islands nearby to secure more freedom of passage on the Straits of Hormuz. He could launch a special forces attack on Pickaxe Mountain or one of the other places to try to retrieve enriched uranium. So he's got many options at his disposal to accelerate the war.
You know, when we look at this post and the addition of glory be to God, in the president's post. That's what makes it a little more dramatic, because it does sound like something is about to happen. And I question the 48 hours only because we have heard so many times from everybody that they're not going to really forecast exactly what's going to happen or where, but now that we know, I mean, it could be sooner is what I meant by that too. So let's talk about what's happening with the search for this operation for the missing.
So could it be soon? And let me just jump ahead of this thing. If I'm right, we're going in. If I am right, we are going in. Boots on the ground. We're going in. That's what I believe is going to happen. And when they go in, if the sleeper cell thing is true, will that activate them in the United States? Power outages? Civil war? I don't know. Step at a time. President George W. Bush gave Saddam Hussein a 48-hour deadline to leave Iraq or face a U.S.-led invasion, announced on March 17, 2003, in a televised address from the White House. The ultimatum, which demanded that Hussein and his sons depart to avoid war, led to the commencement of the Iraq War shortly after the deadline expired. Okay? That was March 17, 2003, a 48-hour notice given by George W. Bush.
My fellow citizens, events in Iraq have now reached the final days of decision. For more than a decade, the United States and other nations have pursued patient and honorable efforts to disarm the Iraqi regime without war. That regime pledged to reveal and destroy all its weapons of mass destruction as a condition for ending the Persian Gulf War in 1991. Since then, the world has engaged in 12 years of diplomacy. We have passed more than a dozen resolutions in the United Nations Security Council. We have sent hundreds of weapons inspectors to oversee the disarmament of Iraq. Our good faith has not been returned to eliminate weapons of mass destruction. In recent days, some governments in the Middle East have been doing their part. They have delivered public and private messages urging the dictator to leave Iraq so that disarmament can proceed peacefully. He has thus far refused. All the decades of deceit and cruelty have now reached an end. Saddam Hussein and his sons must leave Iraq within 48 hours. Their refusal to do so will result in military conflict, commenced at a time of our choosing.
History does repeat itself, does it not? March 17, 2025 is the anniversary of that speech. April 6, 2026 is the deadline for Iran. That's 55 weeks. Julius Caesar died at 55 years old. He was stabbed 23 times. The modern day Julius Caesar is Trump, in my humble opinion. George W. Bush, he's 79 years old. So is Trump. His birthday is July 6, 46. July 6, 46. July 6, 1946, his birthday, George Bush. April 6, 2026, the deadline for Iran. 79 like Trump, and 274. What is 274?
Aurelian, 270 to 275 AD. Aurelian is often referred to as restorer of the world and is renowned for his military reforms and campaigns. He successfully reconquered several Roman territories, including Gaul, Palmyra, and Egypt. Aurelian was a devoted worshipper of the sun god Sol Invictus and established an official cult of Sol Invictus, which gained popularity and remained influential in later imperial religious practices. Aurelian's reign came to a tragic end when he was assassinated in 275 AD. The exact reasons for his assassination remain unclear.
So Aurelian in 274 AD got rid of Christianity and brought in the pagan god Sol Invictus. You don't think we're going there? We're going there. They're slowly bringing it. Trump says the golden age, that's part of technology and the sun god. But let me show you something here. Back in the day, President Biden went to this conference, this here. He went there. You see these here? That's the sun, and those are the hands of this. That's the sun god Ra colors. It was in Egypt. They had a meeting here. Look at this emblem, okay? Now you look at that emblem. Now let me show you something else here. There is no difference between that and the sun god Ra. The sun god Ra, it's the same image. Pull this up for you guys so you can see it. Sun god Ra, symbols. Sun. Here we go. See the same symbol? That's the sun god Ra. See the colors? Orange and the gold. See the sun with the hands? So this is Egypt back in the day. Yet, the world is holding meetings and it's got the same Egyptian sign. That's the golden age. The Bible says you don't worship the creation, you worship the creator. But it predicted in the future that's what man would do. Oh yeah, they're just not gonna tell you. If you stay uninformed, you never put it together. Now look at this here. 6/14/2025 is Donald Trump's last birthday. August 6, 2026, ultimatum date for Iran. The difference is 9/23. What is 9/23? That's Kamala Harris' book, 107 Days. Kamala means lotus flower in Egyptian. Out of the lotus flower comes the sun god Ra. Okay, that's how it works. The sun god Ra and its dictator, Akhenaten, who was the 10th ruler of the 18th dynasty, like Luke 10:18, they worked together in Egypt. So when you see this date here, 107 days, I don't think that's coincidence, because again, historically, Kamala means lotus flower. I believe she's coming back. The lotus flower, Kamala means lotus flower in Egyptian. She births the new system. The sun god Ra comes out of her. It's coming, baby. I know it doesn't sound right, but hey, it's coming. Now look, that date of that book was 9/23/2025. April 6th is the deadline. The difference is 6/14. What is that? 6/14, that's Trump's birthday. It feels like a glove, don't it? They're telling us, people. It might just be faking, turning pages in their playbook, but it's getting close, okay? We'll see what happens in a few days with this deadline. August 4th, 1961, that's Barack Obama's birthday, literally. August 6th, 2026 is the deadline. The difference is 64 and 35. Barack Obama, 64 years old. The 35th president was JFK. You know what happened to him? I believe that Barack Obama is the Antichrist. Now look at this here. November 22nd, 1963, that's the death date of JFK. April 6, 2026, Iran, the deadline, 62 years ago, and 421. What is 421? That's the day the pontiff died. The 111th day of the year, 111. It's all taking shape. It might be a tease. You guys have seen a lot of videos where I come up with these connections. As they speak, I listen. $9,500 they're giving, they're saying, to catch this this pilot. That's a sign. 95th day of the year is April 5th, which is Trump. Trump's given a 48-hour deadline. So did George Bush. If history repeats itself, George Bush did go in there, and he did get Saddam Hussein. So history repeats itself. They're gonna go in there. Let's look and see the day that let's see if I have an actual date. What was the date that U.S. troops went on ground to get Saddam Hussein? So that was December 13th, 2003. Let's see how those numbers work out, right? So yeah, he warned them ahead of time, then he went in. I think we're gonna go in Monday. It's a whole different situation now, I believe. 12/13/03, 12/13/2003 versus 4/6/2026, 81/49, 22 years, 3 months, and 23 days ago. Let's see if we'll make it close to it and see what happens. All right, so from what I can see, it reflects the 8/8, 8 months and 8 days. So 12/13/03, 12/13/03, the anniversary, 12/13/2026, is the anniversary of ground troops going in to get Saddam Hussein. April, I should have put April 6th, right? April 6th. April 6th, 2026, ground troops, I'm predicting they're going in. The difference is 8/8. Trump's text number is 88022. We're going in, people. I know it can be hard. It can be frustrating. I want you to remember, when you go to my site, there are things that I go through. I just did a video this morning saving Private Ryan in Iran. It's a beautiful video. It connects the movie, Saving Private Ryan. I got you guys information in the comment section and a few emails. When you went to watch it, the screen was black. Just unsubscribe and then resubscribe. You should be able to see it. These are the problems I go through. Sometimes fade to black, sometimes no sound, sometimes you unsubscribe. It's rough. It's rough. It just makes me want to just leave it alone. But the goal is to get people to the kingdom. So we get right, stay right, get ready for the flight. Jesus is coming again. Information, revelation, the goal is salvation. Please accept him as your Savior. This is a playbook that they're playing out. They want to be like the Most High. These are not humans. These are entities. You'll find out in time. But right now, your time needs to be focused on Jesus. He came. And this is the season that we worship him the most. Stay focused. God bless.